Dom, you on the couch?
No, in my bed.
Oh shoot, that's been a while since you did a show from the bed.
My laptop is still fucky, but I got this long. That was the thing I was fucking with before the show. The long ass bendy arm with literally like a hair clip to hold your phone. But yeah, my shit's just floating up in the air on a bendy arm. Dude, it was like $6 on Temu. I'm like, okay, I'll spin the wheel.
Hey, why not? For a bootleg ass selfie stick or selfie wire.
Yeah, but it
Temu.
it latches down to whatever. Like it's got a thing with the Whoa! Right when I say that, it tries to start falling. What the hell are y'all doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Gauntlet, part of the Sideline Sports Network, your place for the NFL and everything else. We're gonna have a great show tonight. Jay, roll the music for me, and let's just get into it, man. Hope you guys are having a good week, getting the weekend started. So, how are we all doing tonight? Before we get into everything,
This broadcast is brought to you in part because Dom went on IG and was sipping some Henny, so I said, fuck it, I'm going to match him up real quick. So this is brought to you in part by Hen Chata.
Look at that.
Oh, he went and got it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it was. I was leaving work and I'm like, man, I want some Hennessy. I only have it
I never knew that you liked Hennessy.
And it's also brought to you in part by JJ. I think he's eating soul food or something. He DoorDash something.
Yeah, what we having tonight, JJ?
Actually, I stayed home and made it basic. My favorite deluxe beef stroganoff hamburger helper.
Okay.
Hey, bro, hamburger helper was a
That's an insult to good stroganoff, but it is good.
Yes.
No, I'm never going to
stroganoff for my Super Bowl party. It was.
Hold on, James. Best hamburger helper flavor. Go.
Stroganoff.
I don't know.
It might be stroganoff, to be honest. The lasagna one's pretty good.
3 cheese for me.
It's good. 3 cheese is good.
3 cheese, man.
3 cheese.
Right.
Ain't even a bad flavor, yo.
From NFL football to hamburger helper in a flash, folks. Stay with us.
I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Never know which direction these conversations are going to go, but let's get into it. First topic is our rapid fire. We're going to try to go through a few topics. Joe Burrow said this week, quote, the Bengals are, quote unquote, built to beat the Chiefs. What are your guys' thoughts about Joe's comment?
He's not lying because it's already happened. He already did it.
He's got a winning.
He knocked them out. He knocked them out in Mahomes' building to reach the Super Bowl. So
he's got a winning record against Mahomes, does he not? They are built to beat the Chiefs. They're just not built to beat anyone else.
And you can argue that if it wasn't for Jermaine Pratt, for homeboy pushing Patrick Mahomes out of bounds, they might have won that game as well.
Yep,
good point.
Well, I got to disagree with you guys. I don't like the fact that Joe said this. He did beat Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes also beat him and won the Super Bowl. So I don't think like beating them once in the playoffs is enough to say, yes, we own this team. We beat this team. They beat them in the regular season, but beating them only once in a postseason, not enough for me to say you own the Chiefs. You're built to beat the Chiefs. You're not built to beat the Chiefs. You didn't even win your division last year. Joe Burrow can't really seem.
It's hard to say anything about the back-to-back champs.
So I'm gonna have to disagree with this one. But let's go, Jay. Do you got another one for me?
So, just this past week, Jags linebacker Josh Allen got his money. 5 years, $150 million extension. Overpaid or not?
Not.
I don't think so.
I'd say right on par.
Yep.
How many sacks did he have last season?
That was the Josh Allen I wanted in the draft, and I like the other Josh Allen.
You like this one apparently a little bit better. No, this is right on par. It is. Been argued that he was their best defender since he's been there. The guy steps up and makes plays when needed.
Last season career high 17.5 sacks. I would say
that
probably
many?
worth the money.
Yeah, absolutely. They done good on this one. I'm not going to say overpaid or anything like that.
Absolutely not.
Of course, it's going to be unfair if you were to say like, oh, well, they haven't, been further in the playoffs or whatever. I mean, that's really more of a Trevor Lawrence question or statement.
It's like the first time in 15 years that the Jags haven't overpaid for somebody, because normally they're always that trash team with $85 million in cap money, and they go get Toby Gerhart and AJ Bouye. Yeah, I dropped Toby Gerhart.
JJ, did you want to chime in on Josh Allen?
Well, Josh Allen did sack Josh Allen, I think, 3 times in that game when they faced each other like 2 years ago. But he is the piece that is definitely a worthy contender for that squad. They don't really have. He was their best defender last year, and because their defense wasn't that great, but he was a productive guy.
He was great.
And if you're a pass rusher, you're always going to have a chance to make it and get paid in this league.
Yeah, and edge rusher is a premium position. When you talk about other positions outside of QB, being able to control the line of scrimmage, your Myles Garrett's, TJ Watts, guys like that are always going to be paid premium amount of money. Josh Allen, 17.5 sacks last season, definitely worth the bread. So let's move on to the next topic, guys. Let's get into the sports morons of the week, part of the show where we discuss the dumbest moments and the dumbest takes in sports. Roll it. All right, sports morons of the week. I'm going to let whoever wants to take it start us off, and we will come back to me later on.
I have two, but I'll be fast. Or
right,
JJ, you go. Go ahead, JJ.
I didn't have one. Y'all go ahead. I'll probably just bounce off one of y'all, but go ahead.
I'm going to take it off and talk about pretty much the entire nation. I need them for every person that's had a take about Caitlin Clark and how they've lost this game and how they're affected by things in terms of can she handle it? And then it's topped off by Jason Whitlock's comment saying that she should go and do something completely outrageous as opposed to going to the W because he thinks it's going to be hard for her. These are not little kids. These are not children. These are grown women. And matter of fact, I don't know any baller in the game that is that is weak. I don't know no basketball player, collegiate, professional, any type of level. I've never seen that somebody has been weak. Just because she's getting the Sidra to Monica treatment does not mean she can't survive. And y'all are sitting here treating the real fact of the matter is, now shout out Megan on this, y'all can't accept the fact that women are just as ruthless on the court as men. And now you got a problem. So y'all all sound ridiculous. It is the most annoying thing to see because I'm sitting here thinking like, Caitlin has no care. Caitlin is upset because she couldn't win for her teammates, not that she lost. And yes, so what? She won, she got her lockup, but at the end of the day, get a grip, move on. Move on.
Well, Caitlin Clark being the amazing player that she is, and I said this on Pundit just last night. It doesn't take away. She went to back-to-back NCAA championship games, and this year she just lost to the better team. That's it. I mean, South Carolina is knocking on the door at being the next dynasty. Like last season, they had Aaliyah Boston, and she and a lot of circles was, considered the best player in the nation. She gets drafted into the WNBA, and South Carolina doesn't miss a beat. Undefeated national champions. That's Don Staley. I mean, it is what it is. Oh, hey, here's this guy.
Hey, what's up,
Hey.
Tyler?
What's up?
Fives.
Tyler
Never
is pretty
figured
much,
out who JJ is. Is he Mondo?
Tyler has pretty much taken his spot back as a host on this show, so we're happy to see you in the house. You want to chime in on the Caitlin Clark thing that JJ was talking about?
I kind of missed it, JJ. I caught like a brief end of it.
Put JJ on the screen, not me.
All right, so I'm going to sit here and just do it again because Tyler, my guy, and I got to definitely give it for him. I need the world once more to stop thinking these girls are weak and can't handle some trash talk or having somebody sun them or all these things that matter. These are basketball players, and I've never met a basketball player, once again, who is weak, let alone a star, on a collegiate national title representative. Like, we are not going to go there with Mr. Benjamin Simmons. But I will just simply say, get over it. That's it.
Yeah, I
Cowboys,
agree.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I agree. And it kind of goes both ways too, right? Like I've seen a lot of people being kind of critical of Caitlin Clark going to the WNBA, and they're honestly kind of like rooting for her downfall. And because I've seen obviously like the Diana Taurasi comments, about her going to the league, how it's not going to be easy, and I don't think Caitlin thinks it's going to be easy for herself either. But those comments came, and it's like, I don't really understand it all, to be honest. At the end of the day, Caitlin Clark's going to help bring even more fans, more awareness to the WNBA. It's a good thing to me. Caitlin Clark going to the WNBA is a great thing for basketball. It's good for competitiveness. It's good because it brings awareness. The ratings are going to go up. They're going to become more profitable.
To say profitable would be to say that they've ever turned a profit in a single year, and they never have.
But it could
they're
change.
gradually getting there.
Right now, in college, the women's game is far better than the men's. I watched 4 or 5 of the chick tourney games. I watched maybe 1.5 of the men's. But there's actual stars in women's college basketball because they stay.
And I agree, and I agree with you, Dom. Like, I like watching the women's college tournament. It was really fun. But Caitlin Clark is a star. Like, people got to realize that she's gonna bring a lot of those college fans to the WNBA watching. There's a reason why they're putting so many Indiana Fever games on national television next year. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do think
for all your Caitlin Clark Iowa jersey needs.
I just don't. I'll be honest. I don't see why she's getting this like LeBron-ish treatment from people, where people are like rooting against her. Like, I don't understand it, to be completely honest. She is a little girl from Iowa who stayed in state, played for her college, turned Iowa women's into a prominent basketball college. She didn't play like. And another thing is, people are rooting on her like losing in the championship, and it's like, look at her team. You can't compare the South Carolina roster to the Iowa roster. You can't do that, so it's crazy to me. I'm rooting for her.
All right, so does anybody else want to do a sports moron?
Yeah, so let me in on this.
Tyler, you got it.
Yeah, so let me in on this, because there was a lot of sports morons for me this week.
Oh shoot, here we go.
Yeah, so I actually had 3 of them that came, and they all are in the National Football League this week. One, Atlanta Falcons signing Kevin King was hilarious to me this week. I have to be honest, JJ, I know that's your boy, I get it, but the guy's production dropped immensely for Green Bay, and then he tore his Achilles. I don't think he's even going to make the team, but the fact that Atlanta picked him up and signed him on the practice squad or whatever it is right now, I think he'll be cut at OTAs, but that was hilarious to me. I thought it was funny. Ryan Poles saying that they're going to take the division and they're not going to give it back. Just, geez, like you guys are trying to build, and I get it, you guys are trying to rejuvenate your fan base. But you guys, were almost dead last in ticket sales last year. You guys are have not gotten close yet to winning the division. So that was hilarious to me. And then Sweat on the Bears saying that he will not lose to Green Bay this season, which is another crazy thing to say, because the last time I checked, the Packers have been at the Bears number for quite a while now. So all funny stuff. Love it.
In other words, the Bear's gonna bear, and the Falcon's gonna falcon.
Oh,
They really want the Bears to
have
be...
so many hilarious Bearcat gifs.
I'll be honest, I'm with Dom on this. The Bears, man, that fan base loves the chirp, man. For where they are right now, that is one very loud and bolsterous fan base. It's crazy.
Because all the hype with Caleb and like all this stuff that's going
Jay,
on.
can you put a GIF up on the screen?
A GIF?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Just search cat bear. There's so many.
All right.
laughing.
In the meantime, while you're doing that, let's give Dom the screen so he can do it.
Sports morons. I have two, but I'll be fast.
Oh, go ahead.
First one, Amari Stoudemire picked the Lakers to win the ship. That's all I'm going to say about that, because he already got more airtime than he deserves. Number two, Draymond Green, and I quote, Bronny 100% will be a successful player in the NBA. One. At worst, Bronny is an NBA-level defender that can knock a shot down. So at worst, he's a 3-and-D guy. What about 27% from three in college? Says he can knock down a shot. 3-and-D? What have you ever heard about his defense? I'm not even going to go on a long rant because Draymond's dumbass said it for me. And typically, I mean, as much of
I didn't even hear that about Amari Stoudemire, though. Wow.
As much of a maniac as Draymond Green is, I would typically respect his, basketball acumen.
I think his basketball acumen on Bronny isn't the worst, honestly, because 3-and-D guys do have a place in the league.
Oh, 100% they do.
Just because Bronny is not really an NBA-ready player today doesn't mean he never will be. You can't. You can't. First of all,
go back to college, Bronny.
First of all, you cannot compare him to his father. That's just
not
ludicrous.
at all.
That's just ludicrous.
Dude, he's
just ludicrous and stupid.
He's what, like 6'4" and like 210?
Second of all, some guys just need more time and to actually be worked with and developed. So that's probably
college for a year.
That's probably what he needs at this point.
He shouldn't even go to the combine with his dad. So
he needs a team that's going to focus on his development, so he can get to that point. But he is not to that point right now. It doesn't mean he never will be. So I think bashing him prematurely is also a little bit stupid. So while I have the camera, I'm going to go into my sports tomorrow, which is NBA related. I want to say to the 76ers organization, which is a clown organization, even though it's my favorite team. They're a clown organization. They're a clown organization dealing with the Ben Simmons circus. You had Colangelo, the GM, making burner accounts, tweeting stuff about Embiid. And now Al Iverson, who's one of the biggest legends of this franchise, you go out and get him a statue and try to play it off like you're showing him some respect. And you look like you got a statue from Wish.com. It looks like a little Lego statue. It's like literally so small. Everything he did for this franchise, he made this franchise relevant. He brought swagger to this franchise. He brought excitement to a team that was pretty much terrible. Didn't have any good players around him. Dragged the Sixers to the NBA Finals in 2001. And this is pretty much what you do to show your appreciation. It was a disgrace, and I can't even. I really sometimes just get even more shocked by how much of a clown organization the Sixers continue to be.
You actually said in the chat earlier that you wouldn't be upset if Joel Embiid explored a trade. More on that?
No, if the Sixers don't win this year, I really wouldn't be mad at all if Joel wanted to get traded. And if he actually went somewhere and won a championship, I would be very happy for him.
Okay.
I mean, I'm honestly
interesting
with James on this one. That trophy's crazy, man. Jeez, the disrespect. It's so shameful. Like, it's crazy, man. And I guess like Ponce said that there's a lot of those like little statues outside the practice facility. From what I know, I don't know if that's true or not. But regardless, it's Allen Iverson, and if it is at the practice. If it is at the practice facility, it should be bigger. I mean, we're talking about the man who didn't want to talk about practice outside of the practice facility. Like, come on, man. He should have a massive trophy there.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
So I just
They did that man a
real quick.
disservice.
I just want to jump in on this real quick one time. When I think about statues of people who are being immortalized by their teams, like Kobe, Jordan, LeBron being immortalized, Kareem, all of them have titles. Not one, but multiple titles. And I think in perspective, that is why statues are built most of the time, and also to the level that they are, because this person impacted this team and made them recognize not only just being known as a good team, but a championship team. And I think with Allen Iverson, unfortunately, you did not get there. And quite frankly, with some of the generation coming in, he's not even considered the greatest player of that team. And that's the guy that's currently playing that people are saying might actually be better. And he hasn't go near as him. But it's not as if AI is as revered as he used to now. I'm going to be honest with you. AI is a very talented player, an amazing guy. And yes, you guys can make a joke about the practice on practice, but yet every great player that's won, Kobe Bryant, would he ever say that? No. He got a statue.
AI is the best player at that size.
AI said that and that rubbed people the wrong way, but he still ended up getting his act together. Thing about AI that I feel like is always getting on my nerves is that he be telling people things to do things, but didn't do the exact same thing when he was coming up. And I'll give Stephen A. Smith credit a lot of things on this. He had said AI had told kids to dress how you are, be how you are, but yet he dressed with a suit and tie to get drafted before coming in. So he's like, don't tell him to do something that you got when you already here. You faked it till you made it too. So like, I'm not tripping.
Every player that gets drafted.
Because you can't wear jeans in a Kareem throwback to the draft.
I'm not tripping on the AI on that. I'm going to keep on that, but I just say I can understand. But I will say to James's point about when I addressed his team about the Sixer squad. I just looked at it today. I literally just looked at this team squad today, and I have to give them credit. They have a good squad. They have shooting, they have length, they have everyone they need around Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid coming back gives that everybody in that general organization credit. To be very honest with you, you just need to worry about getting past one team. There's only one team in the Eastern Conference that you need to really worry about and getting past. And he had them getting to 7 games, I believe, last year. No, 6 games last year. 7 games last year.
7.
So they have a chance.
With Harden.
They have a chance to get there. Yeah, they have shown they can play with Boston. So I'm not so sure, James. That's what I was looking at today. I was like, you know what? Philly does have a really good roster. And Nick Nurse is not a bad coach.
I never said. Hold on.
Great coach.
How do we get to this?
No, I'm not saying you never said he was a bad coach.
I never said that the Sixers weren't going to win. I said if they don't win, meaning like this year, then if Joel explored a trade, he's 30 years old. He's not going to be playing at this level for very much longer. So if he wants to go get a ring and go somewhere else, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, and I think my thing about Allen Iverson and his statue, aside from Philadelphia's standing and their chances this year in the playoffs, it still stands the way I look at it. If you're going to give the guy a statue, don't give him that statue, you know? And if you don't want to build him a statue, that's fine. Don't build him a statue. But the fact that you gave him that statue is obviously going to create headlines. I mean, it's asking for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they petty. AI petty, they petty. I mean, look at Denver and Carmelo Anthony.
It's like a bowling trophy. I will say this about AI. Like, you can say what you want about AI, his statue, whatever. You can downplay him and say he's not a great because he doesn't have a ring. But he still is The best player at that
Does
size,
it mean
inch for inch,
Does
pound
it
for
mean
pound,
Charles
not
Barkley
nicknamed
should not have a
Zeke.
statue either? Because he has one.
He's the best player at that size, not named Zeke, ever.
But my thing is, no one said he wasn't great. It's just, it's really a special thing that comes with it. And it's like, I don't even think correct me
No,
if
I
I'm
get-
wrong. I don't even think Dr. J has a statue.
I'm pretty sure he does.
No, I
He
get
must.
what
There was like
JJ
6 of them in that picture.
I think he does.
Mhm.
But I
It's
get what
probably
JJ's
him.
saying. Nick Foles merits a statue in Philadelphia. I get what JJ's going with this. You know.
Right, but winning a championship is so hard. That can't be the only criteria. And I don't know what else you could have expected AI to do with this team to win a ring. Like, he goes against Shaq and Kobe in the finals. He wins a game. The Lakers are one of the best teams of all time. We'll talk about the Bulls and the Golden State Warriors when KD was there, and they talk about the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe, and they talk about the Showtime Lakers. And these are the great teams of all time. There's not much Allen Iverson could have done with the players he had around him to win a championship. The team the teams were just not very good. He made
My
them.
thing is this.
Chad, Kobe, Derek Fisher, and all of them. AI had Aaron Reed, Eric
My
Snow.
thing is this. I think it has the biggest folly about sports in general is the AI team. I think that is the biggest, craziest folly ever.
He said.
Because that team is not bad. This is talking about a league that catered to defense. They were the number one defensive team, and whether you believe it or not, the reason why they struggled against the Lakers is because the Lakers were also a top 5 defensive team. So it wasn't as if
or Shaq and
they
Kobe
weren't there.
They
And yes,
didn't have another offensive threat.
no, but I think it was all about playing offense with defense, and that was what also helped you guys with AI. And again, AI also had 33 shots. The next person shot 10 or 15, 12. But I'll go back to something you said earlier. You said winning a championship is very hard. That's why you get statues, because you win multiple times in a very, very hard league. If he had got his name or his jersey retired, I think that is sufficient. I think getting a statue even considered for you is sufficient, when I don't truthfully think you deserved one. I think your jersey retired was enough of an action for you, and you didn't stay with this team for the rest of your career. You left. You left.
JJ
So it's
said
like,
he shouldn't even have that bowling trophy.
no, I just think that I just think that we
He ain't bowled no 300. He's no Jerome Bettis.
Nah, and I know we've been talking about it for a minute because we got to get back to football. I just think that you're biting more than what you should be. I think you're biting more.
No,
than
I
what
think
you
it's good. I think
Allen
it's a good
Iverson
topic.
has recently been reallowed into the Detroit casinos, so he either paid off his gambling debts or they were forgiven.
All right, with that being said, that wraps up for Sports One. Moving on. O.J. Simpson was announced dead at the age of 74. A lot of people don't know this, but O.J. Simpson was actually an NFL player. He played for the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers.
Those helmets are sick.
He actually
Look at a
had
line diving, missing a tackle.
a pretty decent NFL career. But his whole situation with the girl and, like, did he get away with it? Does the glove fit? That's always going to be the thing that overshadows his career. So when you talk about OJ, you never talk about OJ as an NFL player. You talk about Ford Broncos. You don't talk about him scoring touchdowns against the Denver Broncos. You talk about another type of Broncos. You talk about did the glove fit, and all this other stuff.
Movies.
So that
Forget
is
about
always
OJ's
going to kind
illustrious
of
acting career.
that's always going to kind of overshadow OJ. So that's what I have to say. I'll pass it to whoever wants to give thoughts about OJ Simpson.
We talked about this last night. And the headline says that he's one of the most controversial figures of all time. The man, up until like people keep in mind, and Dom, I'm sure you remember, up
Interrupted
until
the Rockets finals.
Interrupted the Rockets finals.
To watch AC drive
hold on,
OJ in a Bronco in a low-speed chase.
I'm freaking 11 years old, and me and my mom are in the middle of watching the game, and then all Rockets in the finals. Then they cut from it. It's like, whoa,
what the fuck is this
going on? Hold on. Then people was on the freeway cheering this man talking about Run Juice Run. They had signs and everything, and we just like this crazy. People out there have to realize that up until that point, like before the murders, OJ was like the most beloved black man in America, not named Michael Jackson or Prince.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about a dude
career.
that had been successful since college, Heisman Trophy winner, first ever 2,000-yard rusher in NFL history, 2,003 yards, and in my opinion, the most impressive out of anybody on that list because he did it in 14 games. Then post-career, movies, Hertz Rent-A-Car, everything, everywhere you go. He had a broadcaster job at NBC, and all of that went away when the double murders went down. And like James said, that's what he became known for. It overshadowed his playing days.
That's what happens when you murder your estranged wife and your waiter boyfriend.
And you know, we could sit here and go through. If we had a whole nother hour, we could go bounce theories off each other and such. But the thing about it is in some circles they think he was innocent. Some circles they think it's a conspiracy theory, and in some circles they believe like, no, he absolutely was guilty. And you can say what you say about the trial, the evidence collected, and everything like that. I think it was all screwed up from all sides. It was filled with controversial lawyers, crooked racist police officers, you name it. It had all the makings of a film. And it was a trial of the century. Some people will call it the heist of the century. But
it made Johnny Cochran.
He was already that guy before.
Yeah,
no, he was, but he
was.
With Cuba Gooding and John Travolta as Bob Shapiro. It's fucking priceless. And Malcolm Jamal Warner as AC.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. But that chase will go down in infamy. Al Cowlings and also the report that was going on, because they had there was actually stuff. Y'all know that there was stuff in that truck that wasn't introduced at trial. Like OJ had like a whole passport. He had like a fake afro and like a mustache or something like that. And like it was like I actually started laughing. I was like, he had a fake mustache.
Dude, he was about to be on the run.
Did you guys hear that when OJ was in the hospital, like right before he died, and his family went to say goodbye to him, they didn't allow any phones in the hospital room.
Huh. Wow. Yeah.
So no evidence until the grave. So that's all I gotta say. Let's go to Dom or JJ, whichever one of you guys wants to give your take.
There was one other running back that had 2,000 yards in 14 games. It was Barry Sanders. Unfortunately, he only had 53 in the first two. He did have 2,000 in the last 14. Also, another person that has a statue and no trophies. No chips. Yeah, pretty much. Wait, should I turn my head or the phone? I agree with everything that Jay said, because he was a phenomenal college running back. Like you said, success from college on until he decided to allegedly, I don't know, he was found not guilty, but then guilty in the civil trial. Guess how much of that money he ever paid?
Zero.
Yo, zero. He owed $33.5 million. Yo, he paid $10 million in lawyer fees, and that trial actually cost LA County $9 million. Mind you, this is by 1995 standards. So considering inflation, like how much would that be today? You know what I mean?
Zero.
You know what's interesting
it's
about
not just
OJ?
A dope rapper from Houston, folks.
OJ had a love for snow bunnies, and snow bunnies it is, because it's not just Chris.
That part I get. The murdering is
I agree, but what I'm saying is it's not just Chris and it's not just Nicole. There's also a girl named Kathleen who's married to I forgot his name. He was a former Chargers guy. She had dealings with OJ while all this was going on. OJ was having this fun. OJ was having the time of his life out here, bruh. Trying to tell you.
Now, Joey, speaking of having a little fun, have you heard the theory that Khloe Kardashian daddy might not be her
Oh,
real
yes.
damn daddy?
I believe it. I think she is. I mean, they look just alike.
That's
And
crazy.
Chris, knowing how Kris Jenner is, knowing how she is, you see this strapping, musclehead black man sitting right next to you while you dealing with your husband? Granted, rich, love that, but you had an affair. I feel like you did. And here comes Khloe. Because Khloe has always felt like the odd one out. I
And
mean, Courtney really, but
And Chloe looks dead on like OJ's daughter Sydney.
she looks nothing like the girls. She don't look like Kim and Courtney. She don't look like them. She got different daddies.
On you, Tyler.
Pastor.
I think you guys pretty much nailed it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Tyler don't care about this stuff.
Yeah, turn your
I
head
mean-
sideways when you say that.
I mean, it's like like everyone has their opinions on certain matters on this. I feel like, like for me, I think he did it. I think that I don't buy the whole glove thing. I think there's DNA evidence. I think Johnny Cochran was a really good lawyer. He's probably doing halfback dives in heaven or hell, wherever he is.
No.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to comment on O.J. Simpson. No.
Fair enough, bro.
Said halfback dives.
In hell or heaven,
We can leave it at that.
either one.
Did y'all see the meme that had like the picture of the chase like from the front view of the Bronco with the cops behind him, and it said if his funeral process they would have missed a golden opportunity if his funeral procession don't look just like
No,
that.
I really like.
Yo, they wasted no time, dude.
Well, I really
I
like
saw
the
one
one-
just like that, but it was like it was a photoshopped white Bronco hearse, and it was like
You
OJ's
can
last ride.
you can see that white Bronco. It's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. At that, they have like a crime museum there, so they have like, Bonnie and Clyde car there. The white
That's
Bronco's
dope,
there.
and the
as
white
well.
Bronco.
Yeah, the white Bronco's there. So it's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Which would you rather own, OJ's Bronco or the Back to the Future car?
The DeLorean? Oh, probably the DeLorean. Honestly.
I'm going Bronco. I've got a sports car. I need some shit to haul some particle board
Yeah,
in.
but I'll
Or
put it
maybe
this,
a murderer.
yeah,
at
but
low
I'll put
speeds.
it this. But I'll put it this way for my circumstances, like Back to the Future brings me joy. What OJ's
Dude
Simpson
across
and the
the street
Bronco
from me
doesn't
had a
really bring me
DeLorean.
joy.
Dude across the street from me had a DeLorean. He only pulled that bitch out the driveway in 10 years like 4 times. Never.
Why does Dom look like he's about to start singing an R&B song?
It's either that he
He's
looks like
sitting
an
in bed.
he looks like an Alex Caruso fan right now to me, but
I'm telling you, I'm sitting in bed thinking about my bunny. Oh man,
Looking like White Usher.
Carl Thomas or John B.
That's it.
John B.
Or John B. Yep. James, you just gonna say something, man?
I was just gonna say, seems like a good time to wrap this segment up. We got one more stop on the East. We got one more stop on the East Coast in East Rutherford, New Jersey, not New York. Even though they try to say they're New York Giants, the New York Giants play on shitty turf. Like everyone gets injured. Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles on the turf for crying out loud. The Giants are the next stop, and I have to say, with all seriousness, the Giants have made a few moves that I think were pretty good. The 2 moves that I really thought were good that they did was obviously they got Brian Burns, because Brian Burns is a great player. He's going to improve their defense tremendously. And I actually like the signing of John Runyon Jr., who's with the Packers. He started quite a few games with the Packers. Addresses a big position of need for the Giants, which is
he's solid.
Definitely the offensive line. So their offensive line and their defensive line both got better. But in the end, they got Daniel Jones and Drew Lock as their quarterback. And dare I say, like, the Giants could shock everybody in the draft. And everyone keeps talking about J.J. McCarthy. But I do think the most likely team to draft J.J. McCarthy is not the Commanders. It's not the Commanders or the Patriots or any of these teams like in the top 3 that people keep talking about. The first 3 quarterbacks taken is most likely going to be Caleb, Jaden Daniels, and then Drake May. In whatever order you want to say, but I do think that's going to be the order. Just like the Giants did with Daniel Jones, they took him with the 6th overall pick. Don't be surprised if the Giants, reach for the stars again and miss and take J.J. McCarthy, and then they just have a complete quarterback circus with McCarthy and Drew Lock and Daniel Jones still on a big contract. But at best,
I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
At best, I have to say the Giants are going to finish third. At best, they probably will finish 4th because I don't think they'll be above the Cowboys. But that's how I see the Giants. I don't really see this team doing anything, despite some of the good moves that they have made.
I think their year for improvement would actually be the year after.
Nice.
I think that the Commanders will actually have a better season next season than them. So, yeah, I've got the Giants finishing 4th. Losing Saquon is going to cause a huge hit. The fact that he went to rival Eagles, that just, makes it all the more worse for them. And then there was the fan base and everybody else calling him a traitor.
Who's your starting running back?
Oh, man. It's
Rashad Jennings.
Devin Singletary.
Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah, they signed Mo to Singletary. He walked.
He's back with Dable. He's back with Dable.
He's back with Brian Dable. But quarterback is definitely going to be the question this season as far as what they're going to pick. But I like the Commanders' moves than the Giants' moves so far. Again, I'm the type person, revisit it after the draft. But preliminary, I don't see them doing. Last year was an anomaly. We were kind of thinking, okay, they finished 971, maybe they turn the corner, and then this year they go 6-11, and never really in the season in the first place. The biggest thing they did last season was upset the Eagles, and that was it. So, I don't expect much out of this team. They're still in a division that's going to be between the Eagles or the Cowboys. So, I've got them finishing last, probably 5-12. Tyler, what you got?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's between the Eagles or the Cowboys. I think, like I said, I've been impressed with what the Commanders are doing. They bring in Jaden Daniels. Let's say they pick him in the 2nd pick. I think they start getting a foundation together. I mean, they got that cheap deal with Austin Eckler. They bring in Dan Quinn as a coach. I actually think the Commanders have done a pretty good offseason, to be honest. If they get Jaden Daniels, I think, they're on the up. And plus, they got new ownership there, too. So I think the Commanders are taking strides in the right direction. As far as the Giants go, Burns and Runyon were good pickups. Runyon it was solid in Green Bay. I had no issue with him. I wouldn't say he's he's not an all-pro or even a Pro Bowl offensive lineman, but he's solid. He does his job. I think the Giants actually shouldn't take a quarterback in the 1st round. And here's why. I think with these wide receivers that are in this draft class, you have to take one early. In my opinion, for them, they have to go out there. If they can't get Harrison, you get like Odunze from Washington, or you get Neighbors from LSU. I think they need to get a number 1 there. And I think that's what the Giants should do. Granted, the quarterback situation is going to be a little... And it also goes off of, if you can't get Jaden Daniels and you can't get Drake May, and you're basically deciding if you want to reach on McCarthy or you want to, pick Penix or Bo Nix ahead of when they should be picked. I don't know if that's when you make the move then. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe you have to stick with Daniel Jones for what you got, and you at least have to bring in a good wide receiver. Granted, Daniel Jones got hit a lot last season, so offensive line is still a big need for the Giants. Even with, Runyon doesn't fix everything on that line. But overall, I think they're the worst team in the division. I think they'll stay the worst team in the division. I actually think it's probably Eagles 1, Commanders 2, Cowboys 3, and Giants 4.
Okay. JJ?
So number one, I think if we're to go back to James something about earlier about the injuries that happen on their field, it's the worst field to play on. If you talk, they had a consensus. The players, they do not like playing on that field. There have been so many season-ending injuries on that field. They need to switch that one out. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two.
Agreed.
I don't see it. I don't see much going for this team. I just don't. I think this is just one of those years where it's just going to be a stopgap because you still have Daniel Jones. Whether you draft the player or not, you're still drafting a player to a team that is really not that much going on. They're either not good or unproven talent. So I just don't see it for the Giants. I just don't. I think they will actually finish the last team in the division because I don't think they have done enough, in my opinion, to still catch up to the other teams because they were already behind them. They were behind even the Commanders. They were behind. But that's just me. I actually think like, okay, cool. You know, Dable, maybe you got Devin Singletary, that's good for you, but no. And you're playing against the AFC North this year. That could very well be 4 straight losses off the bat.
They sure do.
So you better be ready, and you got to do a little bit more for me to think that you're going to be able to be a team that may finish more above 4th place this year.
One last thing I want to say about the MetLife Stadium thing. I don't know if you guys pay attention to soccer or anything, but the World Cup is coming to the United States in 2 years in 2026. So the World Cup final is being played at MetLife Stadium, but FIFA actually told not only at MetLife Stadium, but any of these stadiums that has the turf, that they have to remove it, or you're not having World Cup.
Grass or
you're
no
not
game.
having World Cup games at this turf because all the players get injured there, and it's literally one of the worst things to play on.
Yeah, grass or no game.
So,
Your take?
The Giants are trash. The Giants have been trash post Eli Manning. They're a poverty franchise.
They got lucky 2 years.
They did make the playoffs
but I agree.
2 years ago and beat the Vikings in the first round. But who doesn't beat the Vikings in the first round? All you have to do is show up, and you beat the Vikings.
But I think we're all on the same. We're all on the same page. This is like a 4-win football team this season.
4 or 5. Someone go JJ. Pick of the week. Also, while you're at it, somebody else go look up the over/under for the Giants. I think it's. I saw the whole list. I think it's 5.5. I think it might be 4.5.
And yeah, shout out Bacon. I saw your comment as well, and yeah, I think. I just think the Commanders, if they get Daniels, they've made strides, and the whole idea is to improve when you're, not a good football team, and I think they're going in the right direction.
Well, I guess before non-sports topic, JJ.
It's actually set at 6.5. I would definitely take the under.
Wow,
I would take the under.
I told my friends to bet the money line on Pittsburgh last night against the Wings because it was either
there's no way they're winning 7
you'd
games.
pay for that victory or the Wings lose and you won money, and no one did it.
I think they'll be lucky to win 5 games. I think we're looking at a 4-13 football team.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Well, they're sure as hell not winning 7 games. So yeah, time for a pass to Mike. Does anybody?
Hold on. JJ, bet of the week.
Yeah, we're doing JJ's bet, right?
Oh shit, my bad.
Say shit on GBN.
Right, on whatever network
I can
we
say
are on.
fuck, but you can't say shit.
And there you go. Welcome to the JJ Bet of the Week, So, there's a guy that has just returned to his team, and we talked about him earlier this week. Joel is back. And as long as his points are under 30 points, you are going to take them, take them, take them, take them, and take them. Because that man is
The
everything.
banner.
But if I will sit here and say for tonight's game, as we're coming down to the end of the season, we also have to remember that some teams are not playing for things, some teams are playing for meaningful games. Look at the Kings versus the Suns, because the Suns need to keep pace with the Pelicans. The Kings need to keep pace to keep that 8, 7, and 8 seed for the play-in, so they can have 2 games to potentially play as opposed to 1. With that being said, we're going to one of my favorite players, and I'm taking it back to one of his favorite nicknames, Durantula. His points and rebounds, because he's going against the Kings where he averages 35 points and rebounds. His game is marked as at 31.5 right now. I look for Durant to have a big game because Durant is virtually probably the most elite scorer that you could argue this game has ever seen. And they're in it to bite because they need to keep up with the Pelicans. And both teams need to win. So I think Sacramento don't have no defense. You think Harrison Barnes is going to stop Kevin Durant? I don't think so. Have fun.
Okay.
I'm so glad you gave
on
this one
over
Reaper
now.
his flowers.
Non-sports topics / pass the microphone, where we have non-sports topics and then we pass to the next person. I'm actually going to have Jay start because I want to see what his wild hip-hop question of the week is going to be.
All right. Well,
He
with
doesn't
that
have
being
one.
said, and he already, I can't even say, well, these guys know me, so it is what it is. Okay, here we go. So, you are opening up for
Here we go.
concert. Choose the artist or artist, concert or whatever that you would open for and why, and everyone's got their reasons, but here we go. Would you open up for an Outkast comeback concert?
Ooh.
The Carters, Jay-Z and Beyonce, or
Absolutely not.
a Snoop and Dre Death Row reunion concert? James, go.
Ooh.
Snoop Dogg.
That's not fair.
Oh, reason?
I don't know. I'm just rolling with him because I like to smoke weed.
Hey, no, that's your answer. Cool, you know. There might be another. Oh man, what was the one they had years and years ago? But no. Great
Also,
pick.
Dr. Dre is one of the most respectable guys in the game. So,
Of course, I hear you. All right,
no fan
Tyler.
in my game.
Tyler, what you got?
Mine's Outkast for sure. Outkast is one of my favorite groups of all time, so this
Okay.
is actually pretty easy for me. I'm a big Andre fan, so yeah. I know what's like more probably profitable is to open for like Jay-Z and Beyonce in the long run, but like if I'm sticking to my core and like what I grew up with, what I grew up listening to, who I love. I mean, I have 3 Outkast shirts in my closet right now, so yeah, I'm picking Outkast.
All right.
We're just going based on shirt.
All right, JJ.
Yeah, I'm going based off of artists, bro. That's what I'm doing, not shirt.
JJ, tell everybody why you would choose Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
God.
You know, the main reason why I actually I'm going to tell the opposite. I'm going to give the reason why I would probably say no to him a little bit is because I'm not trying to worship no devils. No shade. But, you know, I'm not trying to be a part of that. But obviously, I would choose Jay-Z and Beyonce. And it has nothing to do with Jay, even though Jay's my man, because I have practiced a lot of Beyonce's routines. I know a lot of her songs, everything that she has played. And if she plays Partition, I've been ready for it. I would definitely open up for them because they are really my favorite. They are my favorite. Other than Outkast, because that was my other one. I really love Outkast. I'm not going to lie. I really love them. I think they're lyrically and just musically gifted. But I got to go with B. I am a Beyonce fan, but I am not a Beehive person because that is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it is. Dom kind of disappeared. I'll get his take in a minute. James, pass the mic to you, man.
Okay, we're coming back to me. What would you guys say is better? Either a Philly cheesesteak or barbecue ribs? if you can only pick one.
Oh man.
Can we pick to get rid of you for asking this question? I'm voting for.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This is a brutal question. I know James is a big Philly cheesesteak fan, but man, some
I
barbecue
love
ribs
ribs
really.
too.
I'm big ribs too, and I mean, well, I'm in Texas. It's like a staple. You know what I mean?
I hate to be I love me a Philly cheesesteak, but I'm probably choosing barbecue ribs, man. I love me some good ribs. I love me some good barbecue in general. So brisket's my favorite with barbecue personally, but ribs are up there too for me. So.
All right. DJ?
I have the exact same reason as Tyler. I love a good cheesesteak. I really do. But those ribs. Oh my gosh. That is just, especially if you have them on the grill and they're charred a little bit and it's
ribs,
gosh,
ribs be smacking, man.
I remember I played in like a church league for football, flag football, back then I was like 20, 21 years old. You know the ones you play on Sunday, flag football, two-hand touch, whatever you want to call it. There used to be a guy that used to go to every of our games and would just cook ribs for everybody who come afterwards. Man, I can't. I need that. I need that. But a cheesesteak is great. I just need the
We're down 2-0. We need a comeback.
Ribs. I'm
Yeah.
Now don't get it twisted. When I come up there, I'm definitely gonna get my hands on a great cheesesteak.
We all love a
man.
Philly cheesesteak. It's just ribs or
it's just yeah.
It's
Like
hard to choose, but I cannot choose against my own place.
Yeah, see, you feel the same way I do,
only-
man.
I'm only choosing basically because I'm a Philly person, but I love barbecue ribs.
it's okay, James. I'm choosing deep dish pizza over almost everything too. So
If you ever had ribs that were smoked, like using like an actual grill that's like a smoker,
Yeah.
one of the best things I've ever had.
Smoked ribs with mesquite wood, the mesquite taste. Oh, dude, that's nothing like
It's
it.
amazing.
Hey, did you have some when you went to Kansas City, or did you just have brisket?
We just had brisket, but the Kansas City barbecue was also amazing.
Jeez,
Okay.
you guys just wording it like that. We just had brisket. Oh God, I love brisket, man.
Brisket is so awesome, man.
No, but the KC place was fire. Like, if you ever go there, go to the Joe's Barbecue. It's one of the best places.
Who you passing it to, James?
I guess Tyler, since you're already there.
Yeah. Let's stay on the food topic. Let's do that. So we've done breakfast food already before. So let's do
Easter candy.
Peeps.
Let's do candy. So I'm the candy police. So let's do candy. But I'm gonna give good candy choices here. So I'll give you 3 choices. You tell me your favorite candy bar. So we'll go with that chocolate, whatever. We'll go with Reese's. We'll go with Snickers. And we'll go with, what's another really popular one I can go with here? Twix. We'll go with Twix.
Ooh. Man, you know what? I mean, Snickers is a classic, and there's really I was hoping you would say Nutrageous on the cool, but I'm about to go with Twix, man. The versatility of it, because Snickers just has, and it's classic. Don't get me wrong, but there's only really been one kind throughout time. Twix, man, you got the regular one, you got the cookies and cream. They got like a coffee one out nowadays. It's a little bit more versatile. I mean, now Twix has always kind of been the tease throughout the years because you only got 2. But hey, now they got the king size pack. But I've always been a Twix person.
I'm gonna throw this one in too, just because it's my brother's favorite candy bar, and I'll throw Kit Kat in there as well. So those are your 4 choices.
Okay, not bad at all.
Does that change your mind, Jay?
You said
I'm gonna still go with Twix.
And what else?
When you what was the other one, Tyler? Snickers.
It's Reese's, Snickers, Twix, and Kit Kat.
So Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, that's actually my choice. I'm choosing Reese's. I'm a big Reese's guy, so that would be my choice. But I like all 4 of these candy bars, to be honest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who you got, James? Or what you got?
I'm also going with Reese's, and I also think Reese's is the most versatile out of like all the choices because not only the Reese's cups, they have all these flavors. They have they have Reese's and white chocolate as well. They have Reese's Pieces. They have Reese's is pretty much in everything now. So I just think that you have not only the Reese's cup, but so many like other things that they make compared to the other ones. And I just like it better, and I think the combination of chocolate and peanut butter just like goes so well together. It tastes really good, so that's why it's going to be my choice.
Now, I will say to James and Tyler's choice, and this is going to sound weird, even though I did pick Twix, if we're talking ice cream toppings, Reese's peanut butter cup all day.
Yeah, like
Reese's
the little tiny ones they put in ice cream.
Yeah, or just to crumble it up with toppings. Yeah, either one. So
I mean,
yeah,
if we're talking, that would be a good topic for another one because I don't even know if I would just choose candy for ice cream toppings because I love me some hot fudge on.
Yeah, bro, that would be a great topic. Maybe we should do that next week.
I have to be honest with you. I don't like none of them. I don't like.
You don't like none of those candy
You're
bars?
not gonna pick any of them?
Pick the worst one.
I don't like any of them. Never have. Wow. Tried them all. Just couldn't get with them.
You not a chocolate guy?
Not really. I am really a Starburst, Skittles, the fruity flavors type kind of guy.
Okay. We'll do that one in the future.
Okay. I'm just gonna throw this at you before we.
I love me some Skittles, Starburst, all that as well. So.
Skittles, Starburst, Sour Patch.
Ooh, or Sweet Tart.
Because you know what, James? For the longest time, anytime I would ever go to the movies, Sour Patch Kids was number one. I was automatically getting a box of them back when I ate candy real tough. So
I will say to your point, James, Jay, I will say that I've been out. In terms of chocolate, I like Tootsie Rolls. I mean Tootsie Rolls and Tootsie Pops. That's it. Let me go rephrase.
I love Tootsie Pops.
Only two that I like.
Okay, let me be honest with you guys about something though. I really like Starburst, but can I be honest? Can I tell you guys the truth?
Mm-hmm.
I only eat the pink ones.
Yeah,
I only eat the pink ones. I don't eat the other colors.
You don't do the red ones?
These sparkling ices, though, Starburst sparkling ices, dude, these are crazy.
Are these really good?
I'm at the final.
Dude, yeah, and there's zero sugar, but dude, they taste just like Starburst. It's crazy.
I had this. You know what? I had the pink Starburst C4 just last night, and it's pretty fire.
I think I would choose overall, though, out of all the choices, I'd probably choose Skittles just because I love wild berry Skittles. Those are my favorite Skittles.
That's my favorite kind right there.
One? That's the purple bag one, yeah.
Purple bag, yeah.
I think the blue bag is pretty good, like the light blue one.
That's Cliff's favorite. I know that. The tropical, yeah.
Yeah, it's close. Good. It's close. Well, out of them choices, JJ, which one would you pick? Out of the Starburst, Skittles, or Sour Patch?
I'd have to go with Starburst, to be honest with you, because I love Starburst.
JJ, get these, JJ.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, they got me Starburst as part of the candy they put into my.
They go
birthday
crazy.
Candy. Love it. I don't like the Starburst with juices inside. I just like the Starburst plain. And I'll be honest with you, underrated opinion. I like the yellow too.
Yes. Y'all be picking the yellow out. No, I fuck with it.
Yeah, the yellow's good.
Dude, you want to know my unpopular opinion, James? I think the red ones are my favorite.
They are. Really? That's a universal favorite.
Well, they are really good.
The pink ones are the favorites of everyone. That's the popular one, but I love all of them, dude. I love all four of those. Let's smash a whole a bar. What do you call it?
Pretty much this entire episode was about, or this entire segment was about food, other than when Jay was talking about the hip hop thing.
You know, he left.
Dom cut off. Dom left when you guys said that.
Phone died or something, but
You guys said he couldn't open for ICP, so he bailed. So
Yeah, he probably would have said something like ridiculous like that. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much it for the show. I will say this though. Last week, whenever Tyler said was talking about Toy Story 2, I ended up watching Toy Story 2 the next day. So I'm gonna probably go to the store tomorrow and buy one of the Starburst drinks.
But why'd you watch Toy Story 2 though? Tell him.
Because Dom was dissing it. It's not, Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 is not a bad movie. It's a very good movie.
Yeah, you tell him, James, and just because JJ's not into it, that doesn't mean we're allowed to be Toy Story fans. We're allowed to be Toy Story fans.
Here comes a rebuttal. Go ahead, JJ.
Sorry, it's not my thing. Y'all have fun.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for tuning in again to another episode, and we'll see you next Friday. See you then.
See ya.